Hey, what's up everyone? First, I apologize for the vertical video rather than horizontal. I know many of you don't like vertical, but I can't help it. I had to do it this way on the screen recorder because it wouldn't work any other way. I just wanted to show you the temperature a moment ago when I refreshed AccuWeather. I wish I'd have done it earlier because the temperature was actually around 90 degrees at 2 p.m. and then it finally got up to around 93, but the real feel is still at 93, so I just had to show you that. Thursday, October 4th, almost 90 degrees with a real feel of 93 degrees is what it is outside right now. I don't know why they haven't updated this forecast here. Tomorrow's high is supposed to be 90 degrees in our area on Friday, so some places reached 95, some places reached just very warm weather. That's all I can say. It's interesting for this long of a stretch. Yes, we did have a 90-degree reading in late October last year. I think October 19th in our area, but I just wanted to show you all that it's still in the 90s and upper 80s, and it's supposed to feel like around nearly 100 degrees again tomorrow on Friday. So definitely warm. And we're going to have a warm stretch through at least Monday, and then it drops to 85 for Tuesday. So, the real feels, next week, still being very warm in the mid to upper 90s. So, as the real feels, they said you'll have to wait about 2 weeks for actual fall weather to take place, which is fine with me because, I never was a fan of the brutal heat, obviously, or the really hot weather. But it hasn't bothered me too much lately, and I'd rather have that than all the snow and ice and freezing water freezing into ice, all of the issues that people get with busted pipelines, and sliding all over the place on the road. And since my daddy's a truck driver, having to deal with less snow and ice is a good thing, and it's less dangerous. And less chance of electrical outages, power lines and network cables going down and all of that. And having to go out and break the animals' water during the winter when those brutal cold temperatures happen. That's you have to do that every so often, give them fresh water, heat up some water to take it outside. And, just doing all of that when it gets cold. You have to do what you have to do. We've had to do that before, but the dogs and cats' water freeze, and I've had to break it during those polar vortexes of those winters we had in the past. Since 2011 or 12 or so, when we had those brutal winters, we had to do all that. So this is a warm welcome, so to speak. But yeah, it's interesting to witness. It is interesting to witness this long of a stretch. About a week and a half ago, we were 97 degrees. And to see this long of a stretch in the 90s and upper 80s with real feels near 100, it's something else. It's interesting to witness. Canada right now, from what I hear, is going through a heat wave. They stated there's a high pressure system pulling down, a dome of high pressure is pulling down over Canada that might come our direction, but I don't know yet. And half of Canada is in a high pressure system, and half of Canada, the western half, is in a low pressure system. I think that's the way it's going. So half of the eastern half of Canada is dealing with record highs around 75 degrees Fahrenheit and above, around that. Next week, around Tuesday and Wednesday, they'll be in the 70s. Right now, they're in the upper 60s. Excuse me. Right now, they're in the upper 60s. Next week, they'll be in the records again, in the record high temperatures again, in the eastern portion of Canada. And they'll be in the upper 70s. So right now they're around 70 degrees in the upper 60s in Canada. And fast forward. Go west in western Canada. Apparently they're dealing, I heard someone on YouTube mention that too, they're dealing with snow, record snow for this time of year, even for Canada. Even though they're used to snow and cold weather, they're dealing with record cold and record snow in the western half of Canada, while the eastern half's dealing with record warmth through the next couple of weeks or so. So it's looking like the pattern's going to change, where the western half of the United States is going to deal with cold and snow, where Texas was dealing with a lot of flooding. Arizona's been dealing with a lot of flooding. The east coast of the United States have been dealing with a lot of power outages, lines down, network cables, power electrical cables down, tornadoes and things like that. Here in our area, we just had, in Tennessee anyway, they had tornadoes. We had tornadoes about a week and a half ago. So when we had that really, well, warm weather still and the high humidity, the humidity is very high right now outside. I went outside, the lawnmower was still way too wet to mow the yard because of all of the rain we've been having. And I was like, well, I've got to do something. So I weed eated the entire backyard. It was quite a bit too. The backyard, I mean, our yard's not really that small. So I did the other half one time, and then now I've done the other half and around the other side of the house. It had gotten really, really high. The grass had gotten tall, so I was like, well, since all of this rain is relentless and nonstop, I'm just going to have to weed eat. So I weed eated the entire yard, well, the entire backyard yesterday. So I did that yesterday. It looks better. I mean, it's, we're going to have to, when it dries out, we'll have to use the lawnmower if it's working. The lawnmower's been messing up quite a bit again, so. But yeah, this is some interesting summer weather that we're going through this October. It's interesting to see commercials about Halloween when you're dealing with 90s and nearly 90 and real feels near 100 degrees. So it's going to be about 88 degrees, they say, for 4 days in a row. 3 days in a row, sorry. 3 days in a row, just south of here. Here we're going to be around 87 to 88, somewhere around that number. At least lower humidity, though, this weekend, they say. But I don't mind the warm weather right now. It's supposed to be around 90 tomorrow. They've changed it and updated it. But I don't know why it didn't update on here. But anyway, I just thought I'd show you that. Check out that reading right there. Check out that reading. 93 degrees is the real feel outside in October. Earlier, it was actually warmer than that, so it's something else. It's interesting. Let me know what the weather's like where you're at. I just felt like doing a quick vlog, just a quick screen recording. I've got many more to do. I had so many things to do that I was like, so many video recordings that I've been wanting to do about various topics, but I didn't get around to doing it yet. But I will soon, hopefully. And much love. That's all I've got to say for this video. Let me know what the weather's like where you are. I know some people in England, over in the UK, and places were stating they were going through kind of cool weather, and then it shifted into the 70s Fahrenheit-wise, and you can convert that to Celsius, and then it went to the 70s as far as Fahrenheit temperatures. So you all were going through cooler weather, and then it warmed up a bit, just a bit. And then some people in Australia were going through some various weather shifts, as well as someone from Scotland that I heard from on Twitter. So yeah, just various weather all over the place, but it's been very warm, very, very warm for us. Summer-like, definitely high humidity and definitely summer-like. So let me know if you remember a year like this where it's just consistently remained through July, August, September, and October, where it's been this warm. So much love and peace. And let me know, kind of reminds me of that year we had a 76-degree Christmas just a few years back. Someone told me on the East Coast, someone from New York or New Jersey told me on in one of my previous videos that during that Christmas they were nearly 90 degrees. So anyway, let me know the weather, what it's like where you're at. I just wanted to talk and felt like talking to you all. So peace and much love. Bye.